In a small coastal village called Riverbend, there was an old fisherman named John who lived in an old thatched hut. Every day he rowed his old wooden boat out to sea, cast his net, and hoped to catch enough fish to trade for bread and firewood. John lived with his wife, Martha, a grumpy woman. She often complained about her poor life, blaming her fate and her husband for being useless. One peaceful morning, the sea was like a giant mirror. John cast his net as usual. When he pulled it up, he saw only a few small fish and a sparkling goldfish glowing softly as if by magic. "Please don't eat me," the fish suddenly said. "I am a magic fish. I can grant you one wish." John was stunned. He had never seen anything so strange. Regardless of the benefits, he released the goldfish back into the sea. "I don't need anything. As long as there are fish in the sea, I can still live." When John returned home and told the story, Martha's eyes widened and she shouted angrily, "You fool, why don't you ask for a new pan? Or at least a sturdier hut. Go back to the beach and call that fish." John reluctantly went out to sea. He called out, "Goldfish, my wife wants a new pan." Immediately the fish floated up, its eyes sparkling. "Come home, your wish has come true." When John returned, the shabby kitchen now had a shiny copper pan. Martha was happy, but only for a moment. Less than 3 days later, Martha complained again. "A beautiful pan and a shabby house, no way. Go ask for a new house, with a tiled roof, a warm bed, and a fireplace." John didn't want to bother the goldfish, but went out to sea again. The goldfish still appeared when he called and agreed. When he returned, the cottage had been transformed into a cozy wooden house, with glass windows and a chimney that smelled of wood. Martha was satisfied for a week. Martha's ambition grew. She wanted a castle, servants, velvet, and never to lift a finger again. John could not refuse. He felt himself becoming more and more alienated from his own life. This time, when he called for the goldfish, the sea was no longer clear, but a murky gray. The goldfish still appeared, but its voice was deeper. "I will grant this wish, but be careful." When John returned, he found himself standing before a white castle, guards at the gate, servants bowing, and Martha in silk sitting on a throne, calling him "my lady." Martha was not only rich now, she was arrogant and overbearing. No one in the village dared look her in the eye. John, who had once been her beloved, was now a shadow in a life of luxury. Then one day Martha said the unthinkable, "I'm tired of being a lady. I want to be a queen so that everyone will obey me." John panicked. "Martha, enough. I'm afraid the goldfish will be angry." But she shouted, "Go, or else don't ever come back here again." And so John went out to sea again. The sea was now rough. The sky was dark. The wind was rolling. John called to the goldfish, his heart filled with fear. When the fish emerged, its eyes were sad. "You no longer need happiness, you want power. But power cannot buy your heart. This wish is the last one." John bowed his head. "My wife wants to be queen." The goldfish did not answer. It dove deep into the dark water. John returned, his heart pounding. But where the castle once stood, there was now only an old, dilapidated hut. Martha sat in front of the door, a rusty pan in her hand, staring at the sea. John said nothing. He sat down next to Martha, reaching out to take her hand. Both were silent. Martha cried, not because of the loss, but because she realized the emptiness of greed. She said, "I had everything, but I never felt satisfied. And so I lost everything." From then on, they lived a simple life together. No castles, no gold, but laughter and meals filled with smiles. John still goes to the sea every day, and sometimes he sees a small flash of gold in the waves, as if reminding him that happiness does not come from what we have, but from knowing enough. Greed is a bottomless sea. The more you scoop, the thirstier you become. Happiness is not in what you want, but in appreciating what you have.